Hello you guys, and welcome back to my channel. And I guess we're just gonna jump right into it today because we're going to be reading about 12 urban legends near where I live. Now, I live in Vermont. I'm not going to say exactly where, but I know there is some creepy things that go around here. There is a haunted hike somewhere around here that I would like to bring you guys on, and let's see what else we could go to. I'm on my laptop again, my handy dandy laptop. So I'm going to be looking here and reading, and I'll show you guys pictures of everything I read about. Number 1 is the Burrow Retreat. I've heard of Burrow. It says it was built in 1834 as the Vermont Asylum for the Insane. It later became a private psychiatric hospital that is allegedly incredibly haunted. Now, there is a lot of bad juju that comes from insane asylums, in my opinion, and it would take me a lot to want to ever go into an insane asylum, just because the energy that I get from that is so negative. So I don't know if we'd be going there, but that is pretty creepy. It says today the tower is sealed off for most of the year. However, a ghostly figure can sometimes be seen leaping from the top of the tower only to disappear before it hits the ground. In 1887, many patients jumped to their deaths while building the tower, and the exact number of suicides is a closely guarded secret. Deep frozen folks. Number 2. Known for heavy snow and treacherous storms, only the hardiest can stick it out through an entire Vermont winter. True. Our winters are so long. It's ridiculous. And so cold. According to the legend, thrifty Vermonters found a strange way to save money and conserve resources during the state's long and bitter winters. In the olden days, residents would freeze their old folks at the start of winter and thaw them out during the spring. We don't do that now. The Hayden family curse is number 3. Legend has it that many years ago a curse destroyed the entire Hayden family. The curse was laid by William Hayden's mother-in-law, Mercy Dale. Hayden lived in a lavish family lifestyle, owning so much land and such a large house that he couldn't afford to keep everything he owned without borrowing huge sums of money from his wealthy mother-in-law. He asked for more and more for years without ever paying a cent of it back. Things only got worse when Dale fell ill and thought the Hayden was poisoning her. On her deathbed, she cursed the family. She said that the Hayden name would die in the 3rd generation, and the last to have the name would live in poverty. The curse came true, as the last of the Haydens died in poverty in 1927. Ever since then, the house has been haunted by misfortune, as fires seem to mysteriously start themselves on the property. Ooh, that one's spooky. I don't know anyone with that last name, but that's pretty cool. Well, not cool for them. Champ, the Lake Champlain sea monster. Sightings of a lake monster date back to the original Native Americans who inhabited the area. Both of the Iroquois and the Abenaki tribes spoke of the monster in the lake. Reports of what Champ looks like vary wildly. A creature with the head of a seahorse that's over 100 feet long, a watery beast with a star on its forehead, a serpent with silvery scales no bigger than 35 feet. 1922 alone, over 600 people claimed to see Champ, and the creature is protected by the law on both New York and Vermont sides of the lake. Yep, because I lived in the Adirondacks in New York a while back too, and everybody in upstate New York knows about Champ. But I thought he was like I guess I pictured him like the Loch Ness Monster, kind of. Like with the big body and 4 flippers and the really long neck. like the dinosaur. I don't know what it's called, but that's how I pictured Champ in my imagination as a child. The ghost of the Golden Stage Inn Bed and Breakfast. The Golden Stage Inn Bed and Breakfast is a charming B&B. However, according to legend, it once was a stop on the Underground Railroad. They say that a male and female ghost from the early days of America haunt the inn, and people have seen the female ghost brushing her hair on numerous occasions. I feel like I know where this is. I would stay there. That would be pretty cool to see a ghost there because it would stay there. Emily's Bridge, which is a covered bridge in Stowe, Vermont, that is said to be haunted by the ghost of a woman named Emily who died there. Some say that she was a jilted lover who hung herself. Others say that after being abandoned by her groom on her wedding day, she died in an accident on the bridge on her way to confront him. Regardless of how Emily died, her presence is strongly felt on the bridge. Emily scratches cars that pass through at night and is known to leave marks on passerbys. On the bridge, you can hear footsteps, ropes tightening, a girl screaming. People who park their cars on the bridge at night hear dragging sounds across the top of their car. Ooh, I want to go there. That sounds fun. The tap dancing ghost of the Green Mountain Inn. Boots Berry was a horseman at the Green Mountain Inn who was deemed a local hero after saving a stagecoach passengers from a deadly accident. Due to his hero status, he never had to buy his own drinks and ended up developing a drinking problem, which led to him being fired from the inn. That's a bad way to handle fame. Afterwards, he traveled the country getting into trouble and learned to tap dance from a prisoner in New Orleans. Eventually, Boots drifted back to Stowe. One winter night, a little girl got stuck up on the roof during a snowstorm. Boots climbed up onto the roof to save her. At least, he liked saving people. Using secret methods he remembered from childhood. While Boots managed to get the girl down safely, conditions were so bad that he ended up slipping to his death. It's said to this day, you can hear his spirit tap dancing on the roof. I mean, it's probably just animals that people hear on the roof, but I don't know if there's a definite difference between when you hear tap dancing on a roof and when you hear something else on a roof. The Curious Grave of Dr. Timothy Clark Smith. This one I've heard of, and this one I really want to go check out, but I'm so scared. Before modern medicine, being buried alive was actually a legitimate fear. It was not unheard of for people to be incorrectly pronounced dead. There are several tales of people being buried alive only to awaken to a horrible death underground. One Vermont doctor who died in 1893 was so concerned about this that he had his tomb built with a tube attached to a window which would allow him to see out of his grave in case he was buried alive. According to legend, the doctor was buried in Evergreen Cemetery with a chisel, a bell, and tools in case he was actually alive. Some say that before condensation made it impossible to see through the glass, you could see a hammer and a chisel next to the rotting skeletal face of Dr. Smith. And I've also heard on some other sites and things and from people that sometimes you'll see a green light coming from it, and if you look in it at a certain time at night, I don't remember when it is, you see like his face right there up against the glass, and I really want to go see that one too. The Hartford Railroad disaster. The worst train accident in the history of Vermont occurred on a winter night in 1887 as a train passed over the White River on West Hartford Bridge from Boston to Vermont. It began to sway. The carriage swung off the tracks and dragged an entire train into the river, resulting in a huge fire which also destroyed the bridge. 37 people died and 50 were injured by this accident. Near the crash, a barn was turned into a makeshift hospital, and it's said that the ghost of the crash victims haunt it and the area. Crying can be heard from the barn, and burning wood can be smelled where the bridge used to be. The ghost of the train's conductor, as well as the ghost of a young child, have been seen in the area. Wow, I don't know if you could go to that barn. Someone probably owns it. The Curse of Brunswick Springs. The springs in the small town of Brunswick Springs, Vermont, are a sacred spot to the Abenaki Native Americans, which became famous for their reportedly natural healing powers. However, anyone who attempted to profit off the springs in any way found their enterprises meeting strange misfortunes, including a series of deadly fires. This has led people to wonder if the springs are actually cursed. According to the legend, in 1847, the Abenaki thought a soldier who had been injured during the French and Indian War to the springs, and he was healed. When he later tried to bottle and sell the water, the Native Americans objected, and the skirmish that ensued led to the death of an Abenaki man and child. That the child's mother was a sorceress, goals, who put a curse on the springs, where any person who tried to profit from the water would be cursed. Today, the land is owned by the Abenaki, and despite being safe from development, it has an eerie feel and is tied to stories of strange deaths. I want to know the stories. The Pigman of Vermont? I feel like I should hear about that from somebody. In Northfield, Vermont, sightings of a strange creature known as the Pigman have been occurred since the 1970s. In 71, a farmer in the small town heard strange noises coming from his backyard. He turned on the lights and peered out the window, expecting to find a squirrel or a raccoon in his trash. The farmer was shocked to see a creature as tall as a man, covered in white hair, with the face of a pig. Ever since then, numerous sightings of the terrifying creature have been reported. Black Agnes. Right? Agnes? A-G-N-E-S? Don't come for me. Black Agnes is the copper statue of a man with his eyes closed, sitting and wearing a shawl in the Green Mountain Cemetery in Montpelier, Vermont. The statue was commissioned by the wealthy businessman John Hubbard to watch over his grave and was given the name Thanatos, which is Greek for death. If you sit on his lap, legend has it that terrible misfortune will befall you, such that you may even die within 7 days. Screams, glowing red eyes, and strange noises have been heard around the statue. Ooh. Okay, I wouldn't sit on it, but I would probably go around it, maybe. Alright, you guys, that is it. Some of those were pretty creepy. I mean, there's a lot of things I guess we could check out around here if I can get to going out there. But let me know in the comments below some really weird, scary, spooky urban legends from around where you guys are from. And please remember to like this video, give it a big thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel for more things like this. I'll do any sort of spooky thing. I'm really trying to get out this summer and go vlog in some of these creepy places and some other creepy places that I know about too. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.